Welcome to Sri Film Reviews. This is not really serious business, but I'll just introduce you some of the uh, watchable movies on the OTT platform. I was just going through the film Kathal in Hindi, and this was on Netflix. Let me tell you briefly why I watched this film. Uh, we would like to see some entertainment, some comedy stuff, and of course, a clear line of thinking, the storyline. And this one impressed me because of its wonderful screenplay, and the subject chosen is something like uh, a political character who is serious about the fruits stolen from his garden, and finally the fruits are not located, but the story leads you to something else. Uh, the girl, the suspect, was actually kidnapped by somebody. Finally, the sub inspector who lays her hands on this girl rather cleverly confesses in the court that she went against the law, but finally the judge uh, overrules everything, and she says that this sub inspector did a great job. She gets promoted. In fact, there are quite a few interesting incidents in the movie, and everything is shown in a very lighter vein. That is, there's nothing serious about the movie, but you really like the stuff which they have shown. The credit goes to the director basically, and this was directed by Yashovardhan Mishra, written by Ashok Mishra and Yashovardhan Mishra. What impressed me more was the portrayal of the character, the sub inspector, and this was played wonderfully by uh, Sanya Malhotra. The movie has some good music as well. Not commendable, but something which goes with the movie. There's just good enough. And we have seen Raghuveer Yadav, and again some good performances uh, by Apurva Chaturvedi, and in fact Sanya Malhotra herself is the casting is the role play is Mahima Basor. In fact, she demonstrates that all parts of the society are intrinsic to storytelling, and a very controlled kind of acting. There's no overacting, though the movie has a lot of scope for this. But what interested me most was, how is the woman treated in Indian films, and how is this film treating the woman? And if you go deeper into the subject, you will encounter a lot of questions. And now the first importance was a reading of the iconography of the image, basically. How was the female framed, lit, dressed, and so on? Under the effect of primary significance was the female's positioning within the structure of the narrative. And in the first instance, what was required was a reading of the image as sign, a need to understand the denotation and connotations of the image. This was a technique normally you would have found somewhere in theater, where the stagecraft has this kind of a technique where you create a very funny incident and that takes you towards something else. And finally, everything gets concluded. Meanwhile, you show everything, like the kind of uh, wrong deeds and the malpractices and the banal instincts of the men around who treat women only as uh, only as a matter of entertainment and pleasure. So I give 3 out of 5 Katahal for its sheer narration. One or two suggestions the movie could have done better with maybe they could have avoided certain unparliamentary slang, but I think they have used those expressions mostly from the Mathura and UP background because that is the way they speak out there. But without that, also the movie could have done well. They could have just avoided it. And full marks to all the artists and of course the director who is Yashovardhan Mishra. So if you're keen on just watching a time pass, not just a time pass, but one which is entertaining and thought provoking as well, just go ahead.